Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are currently moving forward to new topic. This time is about the integration of Ionic app with Firebase. Okay, what is Firebase? Maybe we can go further to this part first. For information, Firebase is a platform developed by Google. So Google developed this platform to create mobile and also web applications. Mobile application and also web applications. It has a collection of useful cloud computing and development services for developers to integrate their software or their apps to the internet. So it's like a medium or a third-party platform that provide many services for us to integrate with our software or our app. Okay, where you can find the Firebase, you can simply Google it out to firebase.google.com and then make sure that you sign in with Gmail account, and you will see this interface. Okay, this interface. So what are the services provided by the part of the Firebase platform? We can go to this product part and then go to the build part. So whatever appears here, the products are the products that is offered by Firebase. Firebase basically is an online or open source platform, so we can use it freely, and just like other open source platforms, some of the other open source platform, it is upgradable, and so when it comes to upgrade, so it will involve some cost, but for basic users and with a few limitations, but I think Firebase is not too limited. It has many free features that we can use, suffice with suffice with the objective of our lesson, and also suffice to be used by other users for micro purpose, maksudnya untuk tujuan-tujuan yang mungkin tidak berat lah. It's not to what we call it, it's not too big, ataupun untuk kegunaan yang terlalu the word is lost in my mind, yang terlalu business punya face, business yang besar-besar to collect thousands of data, millions of data, yang itu mungkin the upgradable version. Tapi untuk yang thousands of data, Firebase provide that freely. Okay, so among all other products are the Cloud Firestore, the real-time database, remote config, Firebase machine learning, cloud functions, authentication, cloud messaging, hosting, cloud storage. These are what is offered by Firebase currently. Maybe in future they will add on some other features, we don't know. For instance, in our cost, likewise, on our cost wise, apa yang kita belajar dalam cost ni, it will involve on Cloud Firestore, real-time database, authentication, and also cloud storage. However, for this lesson only, we will be focusing on authentication. So we will go to authentication. So this is the console on authentication. Basically, the objective of this lesson today is for us to connect the Ionic with Firebase, and we will do under authentication, where we will use the template or the framework prepared by Firebase to perform authentication process. Authentication is giving permission or access to users using some method, and usually we ask for ID, we ask for email, password to sign in, to do registration and also sign in. Okay, jadi I will show you the example of what we are going to do minus DCSS. Okay, it will not be exactly like this, but what we will have is two inputs of email and password with a login button, and also two inputs of email and password for sign up purpose. So we will have two different pages, login and register page. And whenever we register, there will be an alert saying that the registration is successful, and at the same time the registration details is appeared at the authentication inside the Firebase authentication. So we can see how easy it was. I mean, the process of designing it with a few syntax, with a few setups, we can use Firebase as the center for us to collect users database for registration. And with the same authentication platform, we can sign in. Let's use the same email that I have registered just now. And when we log in, the login successful, it will go to the landing page, which is, for this case, the home page. So landing page can be any page that we want once users successfully sign in. So this is what will happen, okay? But like I've told you, I will not focus on the CSS, so it won't be as fancy as this. We will only have two basic inputs and two simple buttons for us to prepare this and apply this. For the CSS, I will leave it out to you to decorate your page. Okay, so let's start. The first thing is to go to the firebase.google.com, sign in, and when you have signed in, you will see this interface, and you will go straightly to console. Go to console here. Okay, in this process afterwards, what we are going to do is to add our project or create a project inside the Firebase console, and when the project has existed, only then we will install the Firebase in our Ionic Angular platform so that they are interconnected, and we will integrate both of them. The process will be like this. Firstly, we create a project. And then we will link it as an app. And thirdly, we will install Firebase in Ionic Angular app, and then we will integrate Firebase Ionic Angular, and then we can use the authentication features. Okay, and we will do the demonstration. Right, So firstly, we go to this interface, console.firebase.google.com. Make sure that you are signing in with the correct email that you want to use, and then you click on create a project, or maybe if you already have a project before this, you need to add project. However, this one is a new account, so we need to create a project. And let's start with a name for your project. So I advise you to use the name that is same with what you are going in the project that you are going to use to link to the Firebase. For in my case, the name is project demonstration, with the same way of writing this using camel case. So I will use project demonstration. This one is up to you, and click on accept the Firebase terms, click continue, and straightforwardly click continue. You can find the location, analytics location. Basically, you can leave it just as how it is and simply accept the Google Analytics terms. Okay. Create project, and the project is being created, so we need to wait for a while. In some cases, it can take up to 2 to 3 minutes before it finish. Even less than 1 minute also possible. It depends on your internet connection. So now the project is ready. We click on the continue button. Okay, what we have done is creating a project, creating a Firebase project, and that's it. We still doesn't link our app yet. So to do so, in order to do so, you need to find this. Adding Firebase to our app, we are using web app. So click on web, and register the app name. Again, I will use the same name so that I will not get confused. Project demonstration. Okay, project demonstration. And click register app. So this is the process that Firebase asks us to do inside our Visual Studio Code, and we will do this later. And for currently, we just click on the continue to the console, and it will come to this. Okay, next is for us to initiate the authentication part. So you can see inside build, we have the features or the products that is offered by the Firebase. And as for today, we are going to use the authentication. So click authentication. And inside this interface, click get started. Select, there's no users yet, so under this interface, you go to this sign in method tab, sign in method, and select email/password, enable it so that we can use it in Ionic. Click save, and that's it. The second step is done. Now we need to install a Firebase. So in order to do that, we can minimize this window as well as this window. We'll go to the Visual Studio Code to do the coding, and at this time we will install the Firebase first. So what we need to do is to type npm install Firebase. Okay, npm install Firebase to install the Firebase package to our app. So don't worry if there is a warning here, we can neglect that as long as there's no error. So now it's done. And next is to add the Angular Fire framework, which is the a library or a framework or a package that will integrate Angular with Firebase and let it run smoothly. So what you need to type in the terminal is ng, stands for Angular, add alias Angular / fire, which fire is referred to Firebase, and press enter. So we'll do some installation, and there is actually a few stages that we need to undergo before we finish the installation. What features would you like to set up? So there are a few features available in Firebase that we already acknowledged previously, and now we will select the features that we want to use. Okay, the ng deploy has been pre-selected, so the way on us to unselect that is by pressing the space bar key on our keyboard. Okay, I press the space bar, it is selected with the asterisk symbol inside there, and then I press it again, so the asterisk symbol is disappear. Now we will select 4 features because even though today we will only focus on authentication, however we will still select the other features that we might be using in future using the same app. Okay, now we will select authentication. The second one is Firestore. The third one is real-time database, and lastly select the cloud messaging. So there are 4 of them: authentication, Firestore, real-time database, and cloud messaging. Simply press enter for the installer to get the information. And then it will ask which Firebase account would you like to use. Okay, if the email is already available here, you can simply select that. In my case, I will use another account, so I will pick login with another account. And actually there is a pop-up appear here, sign in with Google, choose an account. So I will use another account. I will sign in with my email and password. So these are just steps to use a new email. Okay, next, when you are having this interface, simply click allow. Copy this code. Once you have copied it, we will need to paste it here. You can paste using Ctrl V, or you can simply right click your mouse, it will paste for you, and press enter. And now it will prompt us to select a project. So I have created a project, which is why we need to it is easier for us to create the project first before instead of creating it here. Okay, so I will select project demonstration, as I am now having the project demonstration inside this account. Enter and select the app that we want to integrate. So again, the same name I use, so it will be project demonstration as well. And done. Okay, so when it is done, the difference that we can see is that inside this project structure, we open the environment and we double click on environment.ts. There has been a list or an element of environment that integrate with the Firebase project demonstration. Okay, Firebase project. It means that we have already integrated our project or our app with Firebase. Okay. So this is what we call as Firebase credential. And now, the next step will be to import the Firebase features or Firebase modules inside app.module.ts. So we go to app.module.ts right here, app.module.ts, open this file, and inside these imports we will add on the Angular Fire module, Angular Fire Auth module, Angular Fire Database module, and Angular Firestore module. These are the modules that we are going to use after we install Firebase and import Firebase Angular package just now. Alright, so how to do that? You can copy or you can type this code. I need to rearrange this for a better view. Okay, since we already add 4 things inside when we select our features that we want to install just now, however, we are not going to use this. We will use the package from Alias Angular Fire that we had chose just now. Okay, we will use the package not directly from Firebase but from the Angular/Fire package that we use or we have installed. We have add just now. So bear with me. The first thing that we need to do is to delete this part and change it to Angular Fire module dot initialize app. Okay, Angular Fire module dot initialize app environment.firebase. Okay, there is an error occurred here because it does not recognize which package has been imported, so we will put it manually. We are now not using this, so we can delete that. What we will import is, maybe we can arrange it under environment so that we can see all the imports from Angular/Fire. So the import will be import Angular Fire module. Be careful with the typing, it is case sensitive. From this package, which is Angular Fire, and the newest syntax for this, it will have an extension of /compat. Kenapa kita pakai ni? Sebab ini memang syntax terbaru, the latest syntax untuk Angular punya library. Jadi dia ada compat, which means compatible ataupun the compatibility. Okay, itu the first one. Next adalah, the next would be all these three, 1, 2, 3. This one akan dibuang ataupun di delete. Kita akan gantikan dengan 3 perkara yang sama, iaitu 3 perkara yang seumpama, iaitu Angular Fire Off module, Angular Fire Database module, and Angular Firestore module. Okay, jadi jangan risau, buang saja 3 ni. We just simply delete these 3 and we will type it manually. Angular Fire module, Angular Fire Off module, Fire Off module, comma, enter. Angular Fire Database, Fire Database, comma, and lastly Angular Firestore module. Wait for it. Fire Database module. Make sure everything has module. So Angular Fire Off module, Angular Fire Database module, Angular Firestore module, with comma to separate these elements. Okay, now they have error because the imports are not done inside here yet. Jadi we won't delete these three things. We will do some alteration inside here, and we will add the compat just like this. Okay, first is off, so Angular Fire Off module, copy and paste here. So the path will be similar as this first before we add on the off. Okay, jadi it will be Angular Fire /compat, Angular /fire /compat /off. Now it has recognized this module. Next one is Angular Fire Database module. Copy and replace it with database part here. Paste it, and just like previously, after Fire we need to insert /compat first and then /database. So after Fire /compatible /database. Ni tadi tertekan. Okay, Fire /compat. Alright, now only now it recognizes this module. And lastly, Angular Firestore module, copy, paste inside this import, and add on the /compat. So it will be Angular /fire /compat /firestore. So now we have already import all the package, all the libraries that we will use using Firebase services. Again, dalam lesson kali ini kita cuma akan pakai di Angular Fireoff module saja. Ini cuma kita import the overall library yang kita nak pakai di dalam the whole app, which is why we import them inside app.module.ts and not in the particular .module.ts, bukan dalam page.module.ts tetapi di dalam app.module.ts, sebab dia akan digunakan for the whole app, di dalam keseluruhan app. Dia more kepada global import lah, lebih kurang macam tu, global import di dalam Angular module yang kita pakai. Alright, now finish that part yang mana kita import, kita mengimport library ataupun package daripada Firestore. Kita install dan kita import dia. Okay, now it's time to go or to design the register and login page. Okay, right now we are going to create a new page. Actually, new pages. The first one is register page, the second one is login page. But we will cater with the register page first. So for that, we will do the usual, which is create Ionic G page. The page name is register. Okay, I would like to introduce to you to one of the features or one of the template that has been prepared by the Angular, which is called the Angular Form Builder. It's actually one of the, can be called as directive as well from Angular, where it is sort of form. Usually we just use ion input, few ion inputs to create a form. Currently we group that form using form tag. Okay, form tag. So dia ada tag yang khusus di dalam HTML part. Okay, in order to do that, we already have the register folder. In order to use that package, that library or directive from Angular, we need to add the module inside this particular page. Now you can see the difference between what we have done in app.module.ts. This one is imported here to be used by the app wholly. Dia akan guna secara keseluruhan di dalam app. Sebab tu kita import dia di dalam app.module.ts. Tetapi this form builder yang kita nak buat ini adalah hanya digunakan di dalam register, which means that we will only import it in register.module.ts. Okay, it also has the import as well, but it will only be used di dalam register page sahaja. Now we will add or we will import that module or that features, which is called reactive forms module. Reactive forms module daripada Angular Forms. Sebenarnya dah ada satu forms module ni, tapi we will add on another one lah, which is reactive forms module ini yang akan jadikan form tu berada di dalam satu group. Dia ada dalam satu group. Okay, so bila kita dah add on, dia akan tambahkan di sini saja, memandangkan dia berada di dalam library yang sama. Jadi dia tak ada tambah add on a new one. Nama tu akan berada di dalam ini, ditambah saja. So we are done with that. The next step will be to set up the register form at register.page. Okay, firstly kita pergi kepada HTML page dulu. Jadi kita akan main dengan dua benda ni lah sekarang, register.page.html and register.page.ts. Yang ni kita dah set sekali saja, so it's enough because we want to use the reactive forms module directive. Okay, apa yang beza antara reactive form module ni dengan input biasa yang kita buat? Sebenarnya tak ada kata jauh beza sangat. Kita tetap menggunakan ion input seperti biasa. Okay, kita tak menggunakan input seperti biasa, cuma kita akan includekan these inputs yang banyak-banyak ni. Mungkin kita minta kebanyakan, kita akan minta banyak lah, but for now we are asking for email and password only, so there will be 2 ion inputs inside here, dan dia diuruskan secara berasingan. Tetapi dengan menggunakan reactive form module, kita akan letakkan di dalam satu tag, iaitu form tag. Kenapa boleh pakai form ni? Kenapa form ni di-recognize tag ni, walaupun tag ni bukanlah tag common dalam HTML. Memandangkan kita dah import dia dalam modul, jadi dia recognize this form tag. Inside this form tag lah kita akan buat. We will do the usuals. We will insert the ion inputs, and sekarang kita tak gunakan ng model, kita akan gunakan form control. Tapi dia punya purpose sama sahaja seperti ng model. So di dalam form ini kita akan gunakan property binding. Kalau sebelum ni source src, tapi kali ini kita akan gunakan form group. Mana datang benda ni? Benda ni semua adalah daripada Angular, which you can read it from the Angular documentation. Form builder daripada angular.io. Jadi kat situlah kita pakai dia punya property binding, dan kita namakan property yang kita nak gunakan ni, kita akan set nanti di ts sebagai register form. Again, this one is a variable. Nah, sekadar variable saja register form ni. Okay. Jadi kita define ni dulu, dan kita clarify dia, declare dia di dalam page.ts sebagai register form. Tadi nama dia register form. Nak ambil pun boleh, copy saja. So we will declare this property at the register.page.ts. Register form is assigned to this.formBuilder. Form builder ni belum di inject lagi, tapi kita buat dulu. Form builder group. Dalam ni ada curly bracket, dan apa yang kita nak collect di dalam form ni adalah email. Ini adalah apa yang akan keluar, input-input yang kita minta daripada user. And since that dia akan diminta oleh app pada setiap pengguna yang menggunakannya, jadi kita tidak set apa-apa. So we will put in empty string inside the array. Sebenarnya empty string inside this array adalah merupakan this part. Array ni adalah kosong. Jadi setiap kali email dengan password baru masuk, dia akan masuk dalam ni. Ini adalah array kosong, dan kita akan masukkan input yang user bagi ke dalam array-array ini sebagai data. Selain daripada email, dia password pun sama, an empty array of string that will be collected and inserted inside this authentication users database, and put a semicolon here. Okay, now we need to import and inject this form builder. Form builder is from Angular/forms. So we'll do the injection inside constructor. Memandangkan ada a few injection kita akan buat, so I will make it a list. The first one adalah form builder public. So this is a variable form builder using camel case. Sebenarnya yang kita nak import adalah this form builder from Angular/forms package. Okay. So dah tak ada error di sini lah, sebab kita dah panggil menggunakan variable baru untuk di-declare supaya form ini di-recognize. Okay. Now we will cater with the HTML seterusnya untuk kita sambung design. Kita akan pergi ke TS semula kemudian. This one is my preferences. Saya suka letakkan ion padding supaya ada padding di dalam page. Okay, di dalam this form, inside this form there will be two type of inputs. However, I want to make that input inside a list supaya dia tidak bercampur-campur, so I will declare it as an item. Jadi ini adalah ion item untuk input pertama, and then I will have another item for second input. Okay, dalam ion item pertama ni akan ada ion label. Ini this is the basic one of input and label, so I will not really explain this. Ion label, ion input, yang mana dalam label ini I will use the position of floating, dan labelnya adalah email. Untuk ion input, okay, so this is another the type will be email, and this is another attribute that comes together with the reactive forms module punya module yang kita dah import tadi, yang mempunyai purpose yang sama macam ng model, and that attribute name is form control name. Okay, dia sama macam ng model. Kita letakkan variable apa yang untuk kita simpan sebagai input yang user bagi dalam ruangan itu akan dikenali sebagai, sorry, not name but email, akan dikenali sebagai email. Dia sama macam ng model lah, cuma kali ni kita gunakan package sebab kita dah pakai form ni daripada Angular punya form. Jadi the name of ng model will be substituted with form control name. And now we have one input. Okay, kita tengok dia punya hasil so far. This one is register. Okay, kita dah ada email floating, dan ini dia ada satu line sebab saya letakkan satu ion item tapi tidak ada apa-apa lagi dalam tu, so we will cater with that. You can type it or you can simply copy it, tetapi tukarkan kepada password. Okay, and then this one type password so that whatever user enter will change into the dot form. Dia ada dot saja, and this will use password as the variable. Okay, our form will look like this. We have email, we have password, and we need a button to send to Firebase later on. So let's put that button outside the form. So we will use ion button. I will put the label as submit. I want the color dark. I want the color to be dark. I want the expand to be block, and I want the fill to be outline. So the button will look like this. Okay, now we are already done with the interface of our register page. We will focus on the page.ts. So we know that inside the HTML page, user will insert two information, which is the email and also the password. And now we will use the get method. We will use the get method to collect that the inputs that user has insert. Okay, so in order to do that, collect email and password from user. Using get method. So this is how we will do it. Get what, so that what will be email, and what will be the content of this email is by returning from this returning from this dot register form yang tadi, apa yang user dah masuk dalam form email dan password tadi. Get method, this one is pure TypeScript, and get the email. Jadi email mana yang dia akan collect? Email yang user masukkan di sini. Sebab tu kita pakai form control name dia sebagai email. Kalau sini kita letak surat, jadi kat sini pun kita type surat. So this one is according to whatever we put as the ng model here, form control name here. Okay, that one is for get email. We have two infos, which is get password as well. So there's another one get method, which is get password. Tak ada masalah ni je. Again, it will return this dot from register form. It will get whatever the password inserted by the user. So now we have the email and we'll have the password. Jadi this Angular ataupun this TypeScript, dia dah pegang lah email and password ni, cuma dia tak tahu nak buat apa. So it will come to one function that we will use, which is register. Di dalam register itulah baru tahu apa yang perlu dibuat dengan email yang dia dah pegang ni, apa yang perlu dibuat dengan password yang dia dah pegang ni. So there will be one function here, which is register. Kita buat dia punya ni dulu container dia dulu. ng on ini boleh tak ke bawah. Register. Jadi register, this register function will only happen when we click the button, barulah dia akan berlaku sesuatu, which is why in register.page.html kita perlu letakkan event handling ataupun event binding di dalam button. So we just use click event equals to assign to register function. Okay, right, click, we go to register function. Kenapa register ni tak merah, tak ada error, tak ada cacing kerawit kat bawah dia? Sebab kita dah siapkan container dekat sini, so dia tak recognize. Bila dia klik, apa akan berlaku? Apa yang akan berlaku tu akan dideclarekan di dalam register ni. So inside this register, kita akan minta dia untuk, this one is a new syntax that you will learn. Try something, and if there's an error, it will catch error. And what will be the error? Okay, ini skeleton kecil ataupun container kecil di dalam register ni. Dia akan cuba untuk push that email and password yang diberikan oleh user untuk diregisterkan di Firebase. Dan sekiranya ada error, apa yang perlu dilakukan oleh dia. So ini dia punya asal. So try apa? try to respond ataupun ataupun submit whatever you want to use as the variable here. So try to submit this dot angular fire off. Okay, this one kita akan gunakan library dia, tapi sebelum kita gunakan we need to import first, and we can also inject first and then import. Jadi kita akan gunakan the angular fire off yang kita dah import di sini, angular fire off module ni kita akan gunakan itu. So let us inject first and it will import for us automatically. Angular fire off, to use the angular fire off not fire off module. The module kita import, tetapi untuk kita gunakan adalah angular fire off sahaja, the angular fire off package. Alright, then only then kita boleh pakai this variable. So this the angular fire off, dan di sini bila saya tekan dot, dia akan bagi tahu apa yang available di dalam library ni. Kita boleh confirm password reset, boleh create user with email and password, we can fetch sign in methods, we can use sign in with email, and so on. Jadi kita tujuan kita untuk register adalah to create user with email and password. So dia akan automatically recognize which action we can do under this angular fire off library. Okay, so create user with email and password, dan apa yang kita nak throw ke dalam this library untuk diproses adalah email dan password yang kita dah collect di sini daripada input tadi. So how to write that down? This dot email punya value. Okay, sebab ini sekadar key saja, tetapi kita nak ambil value dia, bukan key dia. So email dot value, dan juga password. So this dot password dot value, and don't forget the semicolon here. Dan dalam masa yang sama kita nak tunjuk juga di dalam konsol. Kalau perlu letakkan, kalau tak perlu tak apa. But we want to see at the console what will be the submit status. Apa status submit ni? Jadi kita boleh tahu melalui konsol. So this is one way to check that. So it will try, and if it's successful it will perform this. However, just in case it is not successful, it will go to the catch condition to show the error, yang mana di console kita boleh tengok console.directory. Okay, ini beza kenapa dia bukan console.log, sebab dia ada a directory of errors. Maksudnya banyak jenis error daripada Firebase tu. Jadi kita tengok daripada directory tu error apa yang dipaparkan. So this is what is meant by this. What is meant by this? Okay, try and catch. Dan apabila berjaya ke tak berjaya ke, dah selesai yang tu, dia akan resetkan borang tu, kosongkan dia. Jadi kita gunakan this dot register form dot reset. Dia akan kosongkan dua-dua input tu. Jadi ini adalah antara kelebihan kenapa kita pakai form ni sebagai satu group. Kalau tidak, kita perlu buat this dot email dot reset, this dot password dot reset. Kalau ada banyak value dalam form kita tu, kalau ada 10 value, 10 lah kita kena buat dot reset dot reset. Once dia berada di dalam group, once dia berada dalam group, jadi sekali je instruction kita boleh letak untuk kosongkan dia. This .register form .reset. Itu saja. And then, dan kalau berjaya, kita nak bagi pula satu notification ataupun satu alert. Tadi kan kita sebut sebagai alert kan. Kita pakai alert ataupun apa satu lagi, toast pun boleh. So this time we will use alert. Yang ini adalah the thing that we have learned at the beginning of our course masa bulan 1 hari tu. Bulan 1 bulan 2. Okay. Jadi kita nak pakai alert controller. Jadi macam biasa boleh rujuk ke dalam Ionic documentation on how to apply this alert controller. Jadi apa yang ada pada apa yang saya boleh akan letakkan terus di sini, this.alertcontroller.create. Kenapa dia merah? Sebab kita tidak import dia lagi. Jadi tak ada alert controller dekat, tak ada import pada untuk alert controller di atas sini. So we can inject and it will automatically import. So let's use public alert controller. Okay, sekali lagi saya bagi tahu supaya semua orang lebih jelas. Apa saja yang berada di bahagian kiri ini adalah sekadar variable yang mana kita boleh letak apa saja nama. Cuma kebiasaannya the developer will use the same name, only that the way of writing saja berbeza. Kalau di sini ada A huruf besar, C huruf besar. This time this A is small letter and C is capital letter, which we call it as camel case. Camel case macam unta huruf kecil besar, kecil besar. Okay. Alright. So now the alert controller dah dapat detect. So this.alertcontroller.create. Jadi apa yang akan berlaku adalah perkataan sukses apabila the registration is successful with the message. Dan juga ini adalah CSS hari tu dah belajar kan, kalau CSS ada error kalau apa kita nak letak, so boleh letak kat sini lah. Dan ini adalah buttons apa yang available dalam dalam that alert tu. So for time being kita letakkan satu saja button, iaitu OK, yang mana kalau dia OK di sini, dia akan paparkan OK di dalam konsol. Kalau tak nak letak di konsol pun boleh, buang saja yang ni, tinggal teks OK sahaja. Okay. And then kena letak response.present ini untuk alert ni appear. Okay. So by right itu saja untuk register page. Make sure kita save dan kita save di sini. Kita try tengok untuk email. Untuk password. Dan bila kita submit, boleh tengok kat konsol juga apa-apa yang kita letak console.log semua keluar di sini. Bila kita letak submit, success, your registration is successful. Borang pun dikosongkan automatically dan kita boleh klik OK. And let's look at the database. Kita pergi pada authentication users dan reload. So the email that I have registered just now ada dimasukkan ke dalam database. So kita cuba sekali lagi. Okay, submit, successful. Okay. Dan dalam database ni akan keluar akmal@gmail.com. Kebiasaannya ada error bila email tu tak cukup syarat ataupun password tu tak cukup syarat. Dia kan ada orang kata dia punya, kita panggil apa, macam preference dia lah. Email ni kena format ni, password ni kena ada huruf kecil, huruf besar, kena ada simbol kan. But that one we need to put more condition or validation di dalam bahagian .ts ni, tapi kita tak akan cover yang tu lah, but it is doable. Okay, ingat lagi tak Ionic framework UI components yang mana kita boleh padamkan dia kalau dia tak jadi nak type. Apa yang nama dia? Wait, I'll find it first. Oh, dia dalam input kan? Dia dalam input. Clear input. Okay. So boleh pakai clear input di dalam register.page.html pada setiap input ni. Jadi bila dia isi sesuatu dan dia tak jadi isi, akan ada pangkah dekat input tu. Isi. Okay, tak jadi isi, pangkah. Isi, tak jadi isi, pangkah. So these are the alteration. Apa yang awak boleh adjust dalam awak punya design untuk app awak. So again, bahagian CSS saya bagi awak cover. So awak adjust lah macam mana, sekalipun boleh refer pada YouTube untuk dapatkan register page UI yang lebih menarik. Okay. So untuk register is done. Sekarang ni kita nak pergi kepada sign in pula. Okay, sekarang kita dah selesai untuk the register page, and now we are going to create the login page. When user are able to perform the login process, then they will be redirected to the landing page. Before anything, let's set the landing page first. Dia nak pergi ke mana bila dah dapat sign in. So we will go to app-routing.module.ts, pergi ke sini, and we'll see a few of this path punya declaration. Okay, dan kita nak fokuskan kepada this one, redirect to. Currently it is redirected to home. So kita nak start dengan bila user buka the app, dia perlu register dulu. Jadi the first page will be register page. Jadi kat sini kita bubuh nama register lah. Okay, register page ni, and then save. So whenever close. Katakan macam ni ala-ala tak ada URL So let's assume that user masuk app kita, so dia tak ada apa-apa slash lagi, tak ada apa-apa path, but it will go to the landing page, which is register page. Bila dah register, bila dah login, dia ke mana, ke page mana, yang itu kita boleh simply using router link saja, tak perlu melibatkan app-routing.module.ts. Okay, this one is done. Next adalah untuk login page. So as usual, kita akan generate page yang bernama login. So Ionic G page login, a new folder will appear here inside the project structure. Sikit lagi. Okay, and done. Now we have the login folder already. Actually, the process is quite similar, almost similar with what we have done inside register page. Yang berubah adalah di bahagian ini. Instead of create user with email and password, we will use login. Okay, so let's do that. First is to import. Jangan lupa kita nak import reactive forms module tu supaya kita boleh gunakan a simplified management kepada form kita. Untuk dua input ni mungkin tak nampak lah dia punya significant simplify dia tu macam mana, sebab dua input saja. However, bila kita ada satu form yang mempunyai sangat banyak input, minta nama lah, IC lah, nombor telefon lah, nombor email, password, minta apa lagi, whatever information that we want to ask, dan ada banyak inputs di situ. So dia akan nampak the significance of using form builder ni. Okay, again go to login.module.ts. We want to import the, ada koma, jangan lupa koma. We want to import the reactive forms module, and we are done with that. Save dan boleh tutup. The next one is to set up the login form, tapi kita create dulu form login tu dalam Ion content. We will create the form. Okay. Then inside this form, we will use the property binding, which is form builder ataupun login form. Sorry. Form group. Dan kita bagi dia nama login form. Okay, that's it. Kita buat dia punya skeleton dia dulu. Now we go to the login.page.ts. Dua ni saja kita bermain macam tadi. So we are taking this name to declare this as the form builder, using form builder. So login form is assigned to this form builder tu. Kita declare dululah di sini, inject dia dulu. Form builder daripada angular/form. Sorry, we should have a public here, public form builder, and then the real form builder. Now it has been injected ataupun it has been imported up here, so only now we can use it without any problem. And we want this form builder to create a group of form. Okay, dalam group of form ni apa yang ada? Pertama, we have the email, which will be inserted inside the empty array, yang mana kita akan capture email dan password dia. Dia akan compare dengan apa yang ada dalam ni before it give the access for the user lah. Another one is password, also inside the array, an empty array, and done. Tapi ni mandangkan dia adalah ni satu declaration, so it has to have a semicolon here. So ini adalah untuk login form. Dah selesai setting di sini. Kita boleh sambung buat form kita. Jadi awak boleh ke register page. I think it doesn't hurt. So you go to register.page.html. Boleh pakai semula yang ni, exactly the same thing. Copy Ion item, the first Ion item and second Ion item for 2 inputs, dan pastekan di dalam form login form ni. Okay, dari segi method email, password ini tak ada masalah. Yang perlu kita ubah adalah di bahagian TS tu. This one is the template for the UI. Dan sama juga, tertinggal satu lagi. You can also copy this part untuk letakkan button di bawah ini. Cuma adalah mungkin sini boleh letak login lah sebagai label button, dan ini kita gunakan nama yang lebih bersesuaian, which is login. Okay, jadi kita kena cater for this login thing di bahagian login.page.ts. So kita create the container first, the skeleton first, login. Okay, now error has gone. Okay, dalam login tadi akan berlaku sesuatu, but before that we need to collect whatever the inputs from user, email dan password dia sebelum di-comparekan dengan Firebase. So again we will use the get method. Okay, we'll use the get method. Jadi kat situ kita akan bubuk atas login ni lah. Pertama adalah to get kita collect email and password using get method. And this is how it is done. Again, get method is purely TypeScript. So it will return from this login form. We'll get whatever value that is inserted inside the email semicolon. Okay, dia akan dapatkan apa-apa saja value yang disimpan dalam bahagian email ni. So whatever input in yang diberikan oleh user. And again, kita ada satu lagi maklumat iaitu password. So get password, return this get password. Kalau ada banyak lagi item dalam tu, maka akan ada banyaklah get method yang kita akan gunakan. So settle this one, baru kita cater the login part. Di dalam ni akan berlaku apa. Okay, sekali lagi kita akan gunakan try catch error. So try catch statement. Okay, ni try something. Kalau error, bagi tahu apa error dia. So what will be try inside here is to login this dot. Kita dah start pakai Angular library kat sini, jadi kita bolehlah import melalui inject dia. Angular sama Angular fire off. Nampak? Tadi kita guna di page register. Sekarang kita guna di page login. Kita tak perlu nak import banyak kali sebab kita dah import di bahagian general ataupun public global dia, iaitu di app.module.ts. So dekat login ke, kat register ke, terus je panggil untuk dapatkan Angular fire off. And lastly, and kemudian lastly pula, sambung di sini, this dot Angular fire off. Okay, kalau tadi kita pakai create user with email and password, sebabnya kita nak createkan user tu menggunakan email dan password yang diberikan. Tetapi sekarang kita kita akan menggunakan sintaks yang berbeza, iaitu cek balik apa yang dia ada. Kita akan gunakan this one, sign in with email and password. Yang ni sign in with email and password. Okay, jadi macam mana dia nak comparekan email dan password tu untuk allow the sign in process to happen? So we will push this info or this data, which is the email value yang kita dah capture tadi, bersama dengan password value. Password value yang dimasukkan oleh user. Semicolon jangan lupa. Okay, now katakan this one is try kalau berjaya, dan ini kalau error. Kalau berjaya, okay, betul dia ada email dengan password yang dah diregisterkan kat sini. Okay, kita boleh allow, tapi nak ke mana? Next what will be the next step? Jadi di sinilah kita akan routekan dia menggunakan router. So this.router, tapi kita import dulu router. Router itu adalah library yang ada di dalam Angular dan juga Ionic. So kita inject dia untuk import automatically router. So dah diimport di sini. Jadi apabila berjaya, betul lah tu dia punya email, dia punya password betul dah. So dia akan pergi ke mana? This.router.navigate by URL. Jadi kita akan decide nak letak di page mana. Okay. Ini sama macam router link pun sama macam ni kan. Tapi ini kita kena bubuh nama page mana kita nak masukkan. Katakan saya nak katakan saya nak masuk ke page drink ni lah, supaya dia boleh masuk ke drink ni, tak nak pergi home. It's okay, terpulang pada awak on how you design your app and what the user will meet first, which page the user will go first after the sign in process succeed. So I want the users to go to the drink page. So simply put drink. Okay, di sini ada error sebab it wasn't supposed to be semicolon. It should be comma, ataupun this one is the last one, tak ada comma pun, it's okay. And save. Okay, sekali lagi kita pergi kepada error pula. Kalau error akan berlaku apa, kita nak tahu error tu apa. So it will go to console.directory and tell us what the error is. Ada satu cara lagi kita boleh paparkan so dia punya error tu melalui alert lah katakan. So you can use the alert inside this error punya curly bracket. Okay, that is one of the way to manipulate it lah. Cuma kali ni I will show you on the simplest way to detect what is the error melalui console. Kalau melalui alert tu boleh masukkan alert punya syntax di dalam error ini. Okay, now once login, kita sama ada nak biarkan saja atau mungkin kita nak kosongkan. Sebenarnya ni tak ada apa-apa function pun sebab dia dah route ke tempat lain kan, tak ada apa-apa fungsi. So boleh letak, boleh juga tak nak letak. Okay, ini dia akan resetkan form tu untuk jadi kosong. Tapi kalau dia dah bergerak ke page ni, kita dah tak nampak dah kan dia kosong. Kalau register, dia masih kekal di page tu. So it's up to you nak ada ini atau tidak. Okay, done for login page. Dia laju sikit sebab banyak perkara yang baru tu saya terangkan di register. Di login ni dia almost the same, cuma berbezanya adalah the syntax for Angular Fireoff library. So let us test. Currently kita ada this email, so maybe kita akan gunakanlah. I will use this Akma email first. Okay, landing page adalah di page register. Tapi kita tak nak register, pergi ke login. Right, login pun sama. Masukkan email dia dan masukkan password dia. And login, dan saya boleh masuk ke page seterusnya. Bermaksud login tu berjaya. Sekiranya login tu tak berjaya, apa yang akan berlaku? Okay, I will put the incorrect password. So supposedly error tu akan keluar di sinilah. Dia dapat masuk juga. Tapi akan ada error di sini password is invalid or user does not have a password. Error. Kenapa dia boleh masuk kali ni, dekil ni. Okay, sekarang ni mungkin kita boleh ada sesuai untuk kita linkkan antara login dengan register page, supaya kalau dia tak ada account lagi, dia akan register, dan kalau dia ada account, dia boleh pergi ke page login. Jadi both page login dengan register ni kita boleh letakkan satu lagi button. Cuma kita letakkan satu lagi button, cuma button tu hanya akan pakai router link. This one is login. So kita akan letak yang go register. Okay, dalam bentuk button pun boleh, dalam bentuk ayat pun boleh, apa saja asalkan ada event finding. Okay, saya pakai same attributes, cuma different color, dan tambah lagi satu attribute router link. Router link ni akan pergi ke register, and vice versa. Jadi ini ambil, copy, pastekan di register. Ini akan ke login. Ini pergi ke go login. Save. Save. So I can go to the landing page of register. Kalau dah ada account, dia akan pergi ke login. Kalau dia tak ada account, pergi ke go register. Yang ayat do not have account ke login here ke yang tu, awak boleh masukkan sendiri. So go login, akan login. You will enter the list of strings. Okay, so untuk elakkan, tadi ada berlaku login walaupun tak ada letak apa-apa pun, bila tekan login dia tetap keluar ke drinks tu. Sekarang dah tak ada. Jadi apa yang perlu dibuat adalah untuk meletakkan async dan await di bahagian login ni. Async dan juga await. Okay, dan perkara yang sama juga perlu diletakkan di register, register.page.ts. Kerana kita tak ada async await kan, jadi async register, asynchronous register dan await. Jadi apa maksud dia? Selagi tidak selesai, okay, selagi tidak selesai ataupun tidak dapat, dia akan blockkan step yang seterusnya. So kita test semula. Landing page dia adalah di register. Sebenarnya sepatutnya error kalau kita letak kosong tekan submit, patutnya error, tapi dia tetap ada success ni. Jadi boleh adjust di decoding boleh adjust decoding masa register tu. Kalau error, keluarkan satu alert yang lain. Jadi simply copy yang ni dan pastekan yang ni, fail. Okay, sebab bila diletakkan di bawah ini, apa-apa yang berlaku dia akan tetap successful. Jadi nak selamat, kita buat pada satu-satu. Di bahagian try kita letak alert, di bahagian error pun kita letak alert. Jadi bahagian try ni kita boleh dragkan alertnya di sini. Okay, kita tengok untuk register. Bila submit, keluar fail, your registration is failed. Kalau register baru, submit dan berjaya disimpan, your registration is successful, dan saya itu ada di dalam database. Okay, so happy trying. Thank you very much.